So guys, I want to talk about how to start a business for $500. So this is where you need a very minimal startup capital and you can make some kind of pretty decent money just pretty much right off the get-go. So as far as what types of things you can do. One is service, right? So you can do car repair. If you have just a kind of general basis of tools and knowledge on how to do auto mechanics, you can, go to people's houses that need work done and, they'll pay you the money to go buy the parts, and then you finish the job and then they'll pay you, for your labor. And auto mechanics is a really good skill to have. I think it's going to be one that is greatly needed in the future. It's like, electricians and plumbers and HVAC and auto mechanics and that kind of stuff. People who have those skills are going to be they're in high demand now, but they're going to be in even higher demand in the next 10 years. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. A maid, just a couple of cleaning supplies and you're off to the races. You can go and charge people $20 an hour, $50 an hour, whatever the going rate is, depending on, if you're just doing a general clean or if you're doing a detailed clean. But yeah, you can easily, make some pretty decent money and just being a one-man show or one-woman show. A dog walker. You don't need any equipment for that. The owners already have leashes and you're just going and getting a dog and walking them around. Babysitting, same thing. You really don't need any equipment for that one. You go to their house, if they have food or water or toys or, TV or snacks or, whatever. You just sit there and hang out with the kids and play with them and maybe just talk to them, teach them some stuff. I don't know. Very, very low startup capital. But yeah, so babysitting and chef. This is kind of a new one that I haven't really heard of before till here recently. Is if you can cook good, if you can cook well, I don't know, whatever the right English term there is. But if you can cook well, then people will pay you to come into their house and give them a fine dining experience at home. So you can charge, they'll pay for all the supplies, but then, depending on what your worth is, $50, $100 an hour, whatever. And if you can do that twice a meal, every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and say, you're doing it for $50, that's $300 a day profit. So not bad. And if you did that 5 days a week, $1,500 a week. Not bad. Expertise. People are going to always need notaries. Notary is just basically someone witnessing, saying this document is true and official as of that date and time. But one that you can go and get a license in and start working for relatively no cost. Real estate, insurance, stockbroker, any of those kind of financial industries. I think last time I checked, it's like $300 to get your license, and you pass the test. You pay your $300 to the state, and you're off to the races. It's like $300 for the classes, and I think usually about $100, $50, something like that, to the state. But it's very nominal to get started. So yeah, real estate, insurance, stockbroker, but also same with, like I was going back to saying, anything that you have to get a certification for is going to pretty much be in high demand. Real estate, loan officers, insurance, stockbrokers, those things are kind of going a little bit to the side, but go get your journeyman or apprentice or master license for plumbing, electrical, HVAC, auto mechanics, whatever it is. Those are the ones. Those are the ones really is going to help you out. Security guard. You don't really need much to, be a security guard. Flashlight, phone. That's it, really. Anything bad happens, you just call the cops. Unless you're going to be a little more, you have to have more radius, and then you have to have a car or something like that. But most places, no, you just stand at the door and just kind of make sure nobody acts stupid. And if they do, kind of defuse the situation. And if you can't defuse it, call the cops. But yeah, personal trainer, that's another good one. Teaching people how to exercise. This is the perfect technique, form, range of motion, time under tension. Use these exercises to work these muscle groups. Do this many sets and reps, and do these exercises, do certain types of exercises per muscle group a week and all that stuff. So people pay for personal trainers. A lot of people know, okay, yeah, if I do push-ups, it's gonna make my chest and my arms bigger. If I do bench, or squats, it's gonna make my legs bigger and stronger, and curls for my bicep and stuff. People really pay for trainers to have a buddy to hang out with and to keep them accountable. That's what they're really paying for. So, but yeah, you can charge $50 an hour, be a personal trainer. It's not hard, not rocket science. Sales. This is going to be, going into selling cars, selling clothes. Maybe you're really good at selling clothes. So you can make clothes and designer clothes and tell people, people say, oh man, show people, if you make something for somebody, take a picture of that person wearing it and put it on your social media and get the word out there and have them tell their family and friends. And before you know it, you're kind of the guy who makes, or girl, that makes cool hats or cool shoes or cool shirts or jackets or whatever. And again, they'll kind of pay for the material, and then you design it and they pay you for your time. Education. So that could be, language. They can, you can teach people English. You can teach people Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic. I don't know, whatever. But basically, I don't know what I was writing there. But yeah, teach people a language, or just any kind of tutor. Maybe you're a math, maybe you're science, a history, an English tutor, whatever. If you're a high school kid and some junior high kid needs help, or say you're, a sophomore in college and tutor a freshman in college, and you already passed that class and you're like, oh man, that class was easy. I could easily make $50 an hour and just tutor someone to kind of show them the ropes and, maybe little easy ways to remember things or do things and shortcuts and stuff like that. So any kind of tutor. Self-defense. That's one a lot of women will take classes for, is self-defense. But you don't have to just be self-defense. Like if you know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or boxing or wrestling or, or you could just be a trainer. Maybe you know a lot about football or basketball or baseball or something. And you can kind of teach people that you don't really need much more than a ball and a field. So, experience is something that people will pay a lot for. So experience is like a boot camp, come to this weekend retreat and we're gonna do a boot camp workout, or a boot camp, I don't know, I can't think off the top of my head, but basically anything you can think of where you can take someone off to the side and say, we're gonna have a weekend or a week long or just a day or afternoon or whatever time period you want, but you can just kind of say, okay, is there a kitty cat in here? Am I going crazy? Did I just hear a meow? Or is that a cat outside? I think I'm going crazy. But, you know, or you can take people and do restaurant tours or bar tours. You know, people are paying for these expenses. Oh, let me take you on a tour. Like I know in Austin, they have the bats that live under this bridge, and every day at dusk, all like millions of bats come out and just start flying around everywhere. And you can take people on a downtown tour, and then at dusk you go and check the bats out, and then, you know, afterwards maybe you could kind of lean that into the restaurant or the bar tour and kind of get a cross sell, you know, do a you know, double dip. Or you could do the city tour with the restaurant and then the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could do stuff like that, or set up a hike where you just take a whole bunch of people on a hiking, and as you go around, maybe you're hiking around historical markers, and or riding bikes around historical markers and whatever, and just showing people, you know, or just a really pretty area, like, you know, oh, you know, look at these trees over here. These trees are native to this area, and this plant's native to this area, and these animals are native to this area. So any kind of experience like that. And then finally is entertainment. You don't need any money to be a comedian. If you can stand up in front of somebody and talk and be confident and make a joke, I would highly suggest you know your room. Don't go in and start making political jokes to making conservative jokes, you know, to conservatives, making fun of conservatives, like, you know, or liberals to liberals, or Christians to Christians, or like no, you know, Muslims to Muslims, you know, men to men, women to women. Like if you start picking on the people, like you can do it, but you gotta like know how to do it. You can't do it in like a mean way. You gotta do it like in a overly obvious joking way. But kind of know your room, know your audience, know your crowd. But yeah, so be a comedian or art. Maybe you can teach people how to draw, how to paint, how to sculpt, something like that. You know, people, again, they have their own supplies, and they pay for their own supplies, and you can just kind of teach them how to do it and, you know, go along. Or maybe people want to dance. You know, you see these Zumba classes all the time, or salsa dancing classes, or ballroom, or, you know, whatever. Maybe you're really good at, you know, breakdancing or hip hop, or I don't know, whatever you're good at. Doing the jitterbug, I don't fucking know. But yeah, so those are all things you can do for little to no money at all. And you can make a little bit of money, and then you start getting good at it, and word of mouth starts getting out, and next thing you know, you're off to the races. Now you can use that money to buy you some supplies so you can, you know, provide your services to more people and hire people and stuff like that. But in the beginning, it's just you. This is all you, man. Just got to get after it. So, all right, guys, subscribe, share, comment, like, watch some of my other videos. Let's go. Get to work.